They say college is a rite of passage. It's advertised as the beginning of your adult life. It's a chance for freedom, reinvention, and discovering yourself. But for me, it felt midway between an identity crisis and existing in a pressure cooker. My challenge wasn't getting good grades. It was staying enrolled in school while paying rent and worrying if I could afford to put food in my fridge. I remember staring in my kitchen, calculating how I was going to survive on only frozen food. My mental health was deteriorating as I continued to rack up debt. Finally, I hit my breaking point and I dropped out before my third semester. I desperately tried to get a full-time job, but despite my prior work experience, I had trouble getting hired without a college degree. But I couldn't get a degree until I had more money to pay rising tuition costs. It felt like an impossible situation. I defaulted on my student loans, which sunk my credit score. Normal adult milestones like renting an apartment, getting a car loan, or getting more federal financial aid to return back to college are infinitely more difficult with bad credit. This financial trauma truly set me back on the path for successful adult life. I've spent many years hiding behind the shame of dropping out of college, running from it and pretending I never had to make that decision. But now, nearly a decade later, I'm back in community college, and I found Leda Men. Now I have the opportunity to connect with other students, hear their stories and struggles, and after learning them, I've realized I'm not alone. Many other students struggle to face the amount of debt they've committed to and believe it's a huge obstacle to succeed. This isn't an isolated issue. This impacts all students. Community and technical colleges should be the first institutions to offer more opportunities to students and not send them on their way with thousands of dollars in debt.
$1,845,409,885,744. That's how much student debt has been accumulated in America. If you stacked that amount in $100 bills on top of each other, you could travel to the moon and back 17 times. We're facing a student debt crisis. Education has traditionally been the path to a better future. However, today, far too many individuals are unable to pursue their dreams because of the high cost of college. Those who are able to attend are often forced to make choices between tuition, rent, and their next meal. Others find themselves saddled with thousands of dollars in student debt, like the nearly 1 million Minnesotans who carry an average of $16,000 in student debt. This crisis has a profound impact on the economy as well. Too many employers struggle to find the educated workforce that they need. By 2025, 3 out of 4 jobs in Minnesota will require education beyond high school. But today, fewer than 50% of Minnesotans meet this benchmark. We're at a tipping point. Either Minnesota policymakers take bold steps to make higher education more affordable, or risk the intersection of a financial crisis with a brain drain crisis that could set the state back decades.
Imagine if Minnesota students left college without a death sentence. In the early 20th century, a high school education was only available to the wealthy. However, grassroots movements sprang up to fight for a free secondary education for all. Community after community created free public high schools, made them compulsory, and then made them more equitable. That same century saw an explosion of innovation in America. From the automobile to airplanes, from nuclear power to spacecraft, from television to the internet, antibiotics to the Green Revolution. The foundation of that innovation was education. To fuel this new century, we need to expand that free education from preschool to 14th grade. In DC, they're considering legislation that would do just that by making community college free for all. It would expand federal funding for community colleges and encourage state investment to cover all the student tuition and fees to attend community colleges. Such a plan would immediately reduce the financial strain that many students face, freeing up time to focus on their education so that more students can graduate. In fact, Tennessee saw graduation rates rise by 64% after implementing their free college program. Free college programs work because students no longer have to figure out the complicated process to pay for school. You need a degree to fill out a FAFSA form, understand an award letter, or sign away your life when you take out a student loan. These barriers only exacerbate attainment disparities that impact too many students that are lower income, parents, and students of color. We have a real opportunity to make college affordable for all. Will you join our movement to bring free college to Minnesota? We are looking for students to lift up their voices with those in DC and St. Paul to share their story about the real financial barriers that too many college students face. Get involved to make sure that the full benefits of achieving a college education are available to everyone, not just the wealthy few.